Hello there, this is Will from Stacks for Stacks. The purpose of this video today is to walk you through the recently updated RefinedSlider stack. That's the stack you can see on the screen in front of me now. I've just assembled a very quick website using my Flood RapidWeaver theme available from the themeflood.com website. Just put a copy of RefinedSlider in the page and some sample images, and we've just got some other content down here below. So RefinedSlider, as the name suggests, is for creating very sleek and elegant image sliders within RapidWeaver. We've got a lot of different settings and customizable options available for you, so it is a very powerful stack element that you can do a lot with. Previously, RefinedSlider was developed by StackManiac. I've since taken over ownership and management of all the StackManiac stacks, and RefinedSlider is one of the stacks which I'm providing an update for. So this is the big version 2.0 update, which we've been talking about for a couple of weeks now. A lot has changed in this stack. I've basically rebuilt it from the ground up. I'm using the open source Nivo slideshow plugin, which I've used in previous projects for private clients and such like, and I found to be a very good slideshow plugin. So I've decided to use that as a basis for this new stack going forward. That's enabled us to greatly expand on the choice of features offered in RefinedSlider, and hopefully going forward be able to incorporate more feature requests from people using RefinedSlider. So what I'll do now is switch into RapidWeaver edit mode and walk you through some of the settings available. This latest version of RefinedSlider is a free update for existing users, so if you have previously purchased RefinedSlider, just get in contact with me with some form of proof of purchase, and we can issue you with a coupon code to download the latest version at no extra charge. The first time you install RefinedSlider, typically this is what you will see. I should point out again that RefinedSlider 2 is for stacks free only, because we've been able to utilise some of the new API features which have become available in the most recent stacks update. So I've put in some sample images which are stored in a folder on my website, and typically when you put a RefinedSlider stack into your page, this is what you would see. You just see a sort of a blue box, and then each image is a separate stack item within the RefinedSlider stack, and you basically add new images by clicking on the blue plus button here, and that creates a placeholder or drop zone to put in new images. You can use images dragged and dropped in from your computer. Alternatively, when you've got one of these RefinedSlider image stacks selected, you can come over here onto the right hand side and change the image source to like warehoused image, and then you can actually go ahead and create the link to your thumbnail image and to your actual full size image. The other thing you can do is you can actually select an existing image within the stack, hold down the Alt key on your keyboard and click and drag, and you can find that that will duplicate an image. And with this new editing interface you can very easily click and reorder images as well. So you can come along at a later date, add new images to your collection, take images out, change the order images and things like that. So it's a very nice, easy to use interface. The actual RefinedSlider itself, if you select that at the top, you've got all the settings on the right hand side. Now ordinarily if you're a first time user of RefinedSlider you might find the choice of settings somewhat daunting, but actually RefinedSlider remains very easy stack to use. So starting with the basic settings, you can choose to put RefinedSlider just within the normal page flow, or we can put it within an extra content container or a freestyle theme banner container. You can toggle between either a manual slider or an automatic slider, and therefore you've got the option then to choose how long each slide is displayed for, and you can pause the slider on mouse over. A user requested feature is to include the ability to randomise the order of slides, and you can also start with a random slide. There's several different slide transitions to choose from. We've been able to expand on some of the ones previously offered, and we've gone for a lot more, and you should find that these are a lot more cross-browser compatible now, working in particularly versions of Internet Explorer and older versions of Firefox. You should find the compatibility has improved somewhat. The transition speed, and then we've got the option to customise the number of slices and box columns and box rows if you're using some of the box animation effects here, or slice animation effects. You can apply border radius to your slider images, which will just round the corners off, and we can also set a maximum width that the slider is permitted to grow to, so this will help you stop your images becoming too large and overstretched. So that's the basic settings. Typically you wouldn't need to change many of these, but the options are there if you do want to come in and customize things. The directional navigation arrows, these are displayed on the left and right hand side of the images. You can turn them on and off very easily here in the stack settings. Lots of options to customize their style. We're using font awesome icons, so if you want to, you can actually change the icons displayed. Just go to the font awesome icon website and copy the markup straight from there and paste it in, so you can change the style of your arrow images and things like their colours and opacity. Moving on down the list, the RefinedSlider navigation settings. So this is the navigation actually displayed below your slider. We can customize and switch between thumbnail images, which is the default. You can have bullet points, numbers, or you can turn off the navigation altogether. A useful setting is the ability to specify a breakpoint. So this basically governs the sizes of screens in which the navigation will be hidden. So for example, now we've got a setting here of 480 pixels. That means that on screens less than 480, the navigation will be hidden from view, which might be desirable to do. And then depending on what navigation style you're using, so in this instance we're using thumbnails, you can change the thumbnail width, padding, border radius, opacity, and a few other bits and pieces. And then we've got the caption settings. Captions are sourced from the titles you apply to your images. Again, we've got a breakpoint setting here, so you can actually hide captions on smaller screens. Lots of options to position your captions. You can have them as a horizontal bar, either top or bottom. You can append them as a little label in one of the corners of the images, and you can have them as tags actually overlaid within the image towards the bottom. You can display captions below your images if you don't want them to actually encroach onto your slider images, and you can also hide captions altogether if you don't want to display them. So that is just sort of a basic run through of the settings available. I'll actually go ahead and preview the page now, and we can actually play around with some of the settings available. So I'm going to leave all the basic settings as they are for the time being. There's nothing that needs to be changed there. We'll have a look at the directional settings. So that is these next and previous navigation arrows, and you can see I can very easily turn these on and off as required. You might feel they're not required, so you can just easily turn them off there. The navigation, which is, you can see this below, we've got these little thumbnail images. What we can do is we can swap those for bullet points. You can see that just displays a nice sort of array of bullet points. I can click a bullet point, it will take me straight to that slide. We've also got the option of numbers here. So that will just present a list of numbers, and again I can click on a number and it will take me straight to that particular slide. You've got the option to layer some of these navigation styles actually over the slider. Now to do that, it may be advisable to move the caption to begin with. So I'm going to put that to the top, like so. And then what I can do is, if I choose something like bullet points and click the layer over slider, you can see that's now laid our bullet points over the image, and I can customize the positioning very easily in the stack settings, like so. I can just bring that down a little bit further. There you go, so you get the general idea. It's a very customizable stack from that perspective. With things like the image captions, I can go ahead and I can customize the opacity. We specify the caption fill in RGBA format. So if I wanted to make it less transparent, I can just put the number up to something like 90%. You can see that's darkened the image caption there. If I wanted to, I could change the colour of the caption text. That's perfectly feasible to do in the settings here. One of the main uses of image sliders, of course, is to be able to put them into theme extra content containers and into banner images in themes. Now I'm using the Flood RapidWeaver theme here today. I do have the option to display a banner at the top here of the page. and ideally it would be nice to put in a slider into the banner region at the top here, and that's something very much which the RefinedSlider is able to handle. So what you want to do is to go into the basic settings, and where you've got the slider placement option, change that to either extra content or change it to freestyle banner, which is what I'm going to be using in this instance. And you can see instantly that puts our slider within the banner region. Now typically if I'm building this to go in a theme banner, I probably wouldn't be wanting captions, so I can turn those off, and I can probably also get away with turning off let's see, the navigation arrows as well, so I'll turn those off like so. And as you can see, very quickly we've got ourselves a very smart image slider within our theme banner region right above the page fold, so it's going to grab the attention of people visiting your website, and the rest of the page, you can see the text here still works perfectly fine. So this is just a very quick overview of what's available in the new RefinedSlider 2 stack. I hope this tutorial has been of help to you anyway. If you are an existing user of RefinedSlider, then please get in contact with me if you require this updated version. And if you are a new user of RefinedSlider, then we provide a lot of documentation on the website, which will be stacksforstacks.com/RefinedSlider. And we've also got a free demo version which you can download and install into RapidWeaver and experiment with your own images. You can come in and you can play around all the settings like I've just done here, and explore the options available to you. So I hope this information has been of help to you. Should you have any questions, then feel free to let me know, of course, and look forward to hearing from you again soon.